Memphis is the most underestimated city in Tennessee, maybe the most underestimated city in the South. Travelers fly into Nashville, rent a car, hit the Smokies, and drive past Memphis like it's an afterthought on the way back to the airport. That's a mistake. Memphis gave the world the blues, rock and roll, and soul music. And it did it in a quarter-mile radius on Beale Street and in a handful of recording studios on Union Avenue. It is the city where American music happened. It also has one of the most important museums in the country, the National Civil Rights Museum, built around the room where Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated on April 4, 1968. And it has a barbecue tradition that is not comparable to any other city in America. Memphis pulled pork and dry rub ribs occupy a category entirely their own. Memphis is also cheap. Nashville hotel rates have climbed past $200 a night. Memphis averages $80 to $120 for solid, central rooms. The best meal in the city costs $8. Most of the history and music is free or under $20. This guide will get you there prepared. CTA. If you're new here, hit that like and subscribe button so you can follow my journey through all 50 states, from completely free to absolute luxury. And I've built a free ultimate adventure planner with budget calculators and packing checklists. Grab it at theearnesttraveler.com. Links in the description. Stick around to the end and I'll show you where to find the complete travel guide for this video. It's all in there, everything we cover here. Free tier, music, history, and the river. Memphis charges nothing for its most defining experience. Beale Street, 6 blocks of Victorian-era brick storefronts running from Main Street to the river, is open air, free to walk, and has live blues and soul music in every bar from noon until well past midnight. The performers on Beale Street are working musicians, not tribute acts. Walk in, stay as long as you want, and tip the band. Sun Studio on Union Avenue, the room where Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, Jerry Lee Lewis, and Carl Perkins all recorded in the early 1950s, offers exterior viewing for free and interior tours for $16. The Stax Museum of American Soul Music in South Memphis is $13 for adults. Built on the exact site of the original studio where Otis Redding, Isaac Hayes, and Sam and Dave cut their records. Tom Lee Park along the Mississippi River is a free 30-acre riverfront space with a long view of the water and the Hernando de Soto Bridge against the Arkansas sky. The Cotton Row Historic District on Front Street preserves the 19th century cotton exchange buildings in their original form. A full block of cast iron facades from the era when Memphis was the largest inland cotton market in the world. Both are free to walk. The National Civil Rights Museum at the Lorraine Motel is the anchor experience of any Memphis trip and one of the most significant museums in the United States. Plan 2 to 3 hours. It's not comfortable. It's essential. $18 for adults, $16 for seniors. Tennessee residents get free admission Monday afternoons after 3 p.m. The museum is built around room 306 of the Lorraine Motel and extends across Mulberry Street into the rooming house from which the shot was fired on April 4, 1968. Memphis barbecue is the most important food category in Tennessee and one of the defining American regional cuisines. The city's style is dry rub ribs and slow-smoked pulled pork. No sauce by default, sauce on the side if you ask. Charlie Vergos Rendezvous in the alley off Monroe Avenue has been serving Greek-spiced dry rub ribs since 1948. They've been written about in every major American food publication and they've earned it. Expect a line on weekends. Payne's BBQ on Lamar Avenue is cash-only counter service. $8 for a chopped pork sandwich piled with coleslaw. It is one of the best $8 you will spend in Tennessee. Central BBQ has 4 locations across the city. Pulled pork plates and dry rub ribs in the $10 to $14 range with a full bar. It's the reliable choice when Rendezvous has a 2-hour wait. Interstate Bar BQ on South 3rd Street is a classic counter-service institution with a smoked sausage link that has its own local following, under $10. Budget lodging in Memphis. The Talbot Heirs. Guest House on Monroe Avenue is a boutique inn in a 19th century building 2 blocks from Beale Street. Rooms from $85. Chain options on 2nd Street and Beale run $70 to $110 for decent central rooms. Midtown Memphis, around Overton Park, has guest houses and Airbnbs from $75 in a walkable neighborhood with independent restaurants. Mid-range Memphis opens up the major paid attractions and the dining rooms that have been making local lists for decades. Graceland on Elvis Presley Boulevard is the most visited private home in the United States after the White House. It is stranger and more moving than you'll expect. The house itself is a time capsule of a very specific American moment. Elvis is buried in the meditation garden on the property. General admission is $84 for adults, which includes the mansion tour and museum complex. Parking is $10. Budget 3 hours. The Stax Museum of American Soul Music is $13 for adults, and one of the great music museums in the country. Built on the exact spot where the original Stax studio stood, with the original recording booth reconstructed inside. The museum is in the Soulsville neighborhood. Pair it with a walk through the surrounding area to understand the geography of where this music came from. Memphis dining at this tier includes Chez Philippe inside the Peabody Hotel, a French-influenced menu in a formal dining room with prix-fixe dinners around $85 per person. Flight Restaurant and Wine Bar in East Memphis is a local institution for wine pairings and seasonal American plates, running $40 to $60. The Beauty Shop Restaurant in Cooper Young serves updated American comfort food at $20 to $35 per plate in one of the most distinctive dining rooms in the South. Mid-range lodging includes the Madison Hotel on Madison Avenue, a boutique property in a converted 1905 bank building with rooms from $150 and a rooftop terrace overlooking the Memphis skyline and the river. The guest house at Graceland, adjacent to the Presley estate, runs $130 to $180 and is worth it if Elvis is the primary reason for the trip. Luxury tier. The Peabody, River Views, and VIP Memphis. Memphis luxury is quieter than Nashville's. Less about scene, more about the specific character of the city. The Peabody Memphis on Union Avenue is the hotel of record for the city. Built in 1925, it's been called the South's Grand Hotel. A marble lobby, a fountain in the center of the atrium, and a tradition that dates to 1933. Every morning at 11 a.m., 5 mallard ducks march from the elevator to the lobby fountain via a red carpet while Sousa's King Cotton March plays. They march back at 5 p.m. It's genuinely a thing. Rooms run $250 to $400. The Capriccio Grill inside serves Italian-American plates in a paneled dining room from $45 to $75 per person. For the full Graceland VIP experience, the Elvis Presley's Memphis complex adjacent to the mansion adds a full entertainment complex, a showroom, an automobile museum with 33 cars, and an aviation museum with his personal jets. The full VIP package with all complexes runs approximately $165. It is maximalist in exactly the way Elvis would have wanted. The Big River Crossing is a 4,715-foot pedestrian and bicycle bridge converting a former railroad span into a Mississippi River crossing. The longest pedestrian bridge over the Mississippi, free to walk, with a 40-mile view of the river valley from mid-span at dusk. No admission, no crowds on weekdays. One of the genuinely great free experiences in the city. Memphis doesn't compete with Nashville for polish or scale. It doesn't try to. What it offers is specificity. A city where the buildings, the music, the food, and the history are not simulacra of themselves, but the originals. Sun Studio is the room. Beale Street is the street. The Lorraine Motel is the building. You don't get that in many places. The traveler who skips Memphis to save time is skipping one of the few American cities where the story of how we got here is still physically present. Go. Friday, we're in Chattanooga, Lookout Mountain, the Gorge, the aquarium, and the outdoor adventure scene that made it one of the most talked about small cities in the country. Subscribe so you don't miss it.